A viewer, welcome to SGL Spiritual Guiding Light. We're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to see what you currently need to know. All I ask, viewer, is that you do not force any messages, okay? Thank you. All inquiries, email spiritualguidinglight@gmail.com. Also, just for FYI, we do have a podcast where you'll find your individual zodiac sign readings as well as your collective readings, SGL Tarot Podcast. The links are in the description box. All right, you can check that out whenever you want to. Just know that readings are released on a daily basis. So when readings are not released here on YT, they're being released on the SGL Tarot Podcast. I want you to be able to utilize everything that you have that's accessible to you. All right. So moving forward, let's go. I don't have any sequence of what I'm going to use. I just know I'm going to do a collective reading, earth, air, fire, and water signs, and see what are the things that you currently need to know. All right, let me moisturize my hands for a minute. Your patience is appreciated. Goodness gracious, come out. This thing is full and it's making noise, which is crazy. It makes no sense. Hopefully you don't feel like viewer that I'm trying hard. I had a long day, a beautiful long day. And my evening is just ready to start. So I figured, let me go ahead and come on now. Because I don't want to come on later and press for time. All right. I want to be able to fully engage with you in this session. If you're having difficulties finding the SGL Tarot Podcast handle, simply the word where it says more, what you want to do is click the word more, and that body is going to expand open, and there is a link. Okay. And then there will be readings that are links. And then if you continue to scroll up, at the bottom in that body, you'll see the SGL Tarot handle. Okay. Also, make sure you come over to Instagram and follow the Instagram page as well. Can be aligned so we can get to our people. Okay. For those who need to hear these messages. All right. You know how those moments right on time? We want to be right on time. All right. For those of you who are new, make sure you subscribe so that you could be a part of the success and growth of the channel. Thank you. If you are returning, welcome back. May you find the clarity, confirmation, and understanding that you seek or need. All right. Let's take a look at shadow energy. What does my viewer need to know regards to shadow energy? What does the viewer need to know? What does my viewer need to know? You have the Six of Swords. All right. And pertaining to I don't know what was coming out. In regards to shadow energy, you have the Six of Swords. And when it comes to being in your headspace, if you're wondering how people perception of you at this time, you are looking good. All right. And when it comes to progress, and you're all action, less talk. For some of you, you may not feel like you have transitioned. And when I say transition, evolved from an old version of yourself, some of you, it has nothing to do with self. It has to do with um, outgrowing environments, getting ready to step into new territory. And the new territory that you're stepping into, there's no need for you to fear anyone's uh, judgment of you. It wouldn't be negative, it would be actually good. You're stepping into uncharted territory where you belong. Okay. So you won't feel like an outcast or anything like that. But back to self, if you are wondering how you're being perceived at this time, you're looking good. Some of you, shadow energy, you are watching everyone else transition, and you're trying to figure out, how do you transition? How do you get to where other people are in regards to relations? And it's a fear here. You're afraid to cross the bridge. All right. So if you're saying that you're not afraid of life, you're not afraid to take risk, it looks like you are. So instead of you taking a leap of faith, you are watching everyone else from afar, then also going, it's kind of like, it's not keeping up with the Joneses. It's just kind of like, you know, being left behind. Some of you are choosing to be left behind while you're watching everyone else evolve, right, with life, especially currently, and how life, the world is transitioning. And it just feels like some of you are afraid to cross a bridge that's uncharted territory. Okay. And you're watching everyone else go across this bridge, and not in the realization that once you step to the bridge, you will immediately evolve. You won't actually experience crossing the bridge. So until you go to that bridge, you're not going to be able to have that experience that everyone else's experiences, because you're too busy from afar. I don't know. Clarify the Six of Swords. And this is spiritual more than anything. The devil. Yeah. Feeling like you're not deserving. All right. I'm not here to judge you, to tell you that you're not deserving. And those who are choosing to go into uncharted territory, they're not judging you either. It's you having to take the initiative to say, I'm ready. Okay. It's no one else's position to be ready for you. You know what I mean? It's kind of like when you're going to school to get your high school diploma, right? You're responsible for your high school diploma. You're responsible for your GED. You're responsible, right? So it's kind of like, during the process of going to school to get your GED or to get your high school diploma, you'll have moments where there's memories to be able to be stimulated and supported and have the resources that you need. Or you could be distracted and evolved and keep up with the Joneses, right? I don't know how to explain this, but it's just more so, you have the devil here, and this is being lost in the wilderness. Um, it's like, if you need to take the lead. What you need to know is that you need to take the lead instead of watching everyone else take the lead in their own lives, because I don't want you to be left behind. I don't want you to follow suit with the people who are comfortable where they are. Okay. And then you have the Queen of Swords. Okay. So you need to tame your shadow energy. So basically, your shadow self is preventing you from taking the leap of faith. That's the most layman I can get, is your shadow self is afraid to take leaps of faith. And it could be simple. Go swimming, learning how to swim, learning how to draw, learning how to read, learning how to talk, learning, your anger management issues. It's taking the leap of faith of something where your shadow self is saying, I don't trust it. And this trust could literally be, or is someone going to laugh at me, or am I going to be mocked? Am I going to be talked about if I don't complete what it is that I have my mind focused on? Is everyone going to talk about me? First of all, everyone's level of courage and strength is different. You have to go on your own pace. That's what I love about the fool's journey. You don't have to keep up with everyone else. And that's why some of you are watching everyone else evolve and experience uncharted territory where they belong, is because you're watching from afar. But what you don't see is, move the devil out of the way in this, the Queen of Swords. What you don't see is you keep convincing yourself otherwise. And what you don't see is that this bridge is a spiritual bridge. Okay. So it's kind of like you're not necessarily going to walk across this bridge. All you have to do is approach it, and then you evolve into these butterflies. It's kind of like fear is it vanishes away. I don't know how to explain this. Some of you are going to have the gift of projection during your waking, like you're not asleep. You know, you'll be able to know how to project while you're in your waking. Okay. Once you stop following suit with everyone else and take full control and tame your shadow self, your gifts are going to heighten. And some of you viewers, you're going to be able to project during your waking. Like what I'm trying to say is, instead of projecting when you're sleeping, you'll be able to project while you're awake. I don't know who you are, but I didn't even know that was possible. What is the advice for that shadow energy? To take the leap of faith. That's what I see, is that you're supposed to take the leap of faith on what it is that you fear. And to be able to face this fear, you also need confidence. All right. So confidence, and when you acknowledge that, hey, you know what, maybe I'm not confident. Confidence. You immediately become confident because you're so honest with self. And then you realize that confidence is not hard to have access to. Okay. All right. So you will be successful with adapting, viewer. Meaning you will belong. You'll get the hang of it, of no longer not feeling like you belong. All right. Okay. What is it that my viewer is refusing to see? What is it that my viewer is refusing to see? Oh, that was fast. You have you're refusing to see that you are healing. There's a lot of growth here. Your shadow self, you, your shadow self is under control. Um, is what you don't see. It's how do I say this without offending anyone? It's like you have a relationship with your shadow self, and your shadow self is just as gentle as your higher self, and that's rare. What I see here, and it's like what you don't see is there is progress. It's kind of like internally everything is good, but externally, you know, I would have to have a conversation with you to understand your situation or predicament, right? That's what someone's convincing themselves, you know. Everything's good inside, but on the outside it doesn't match up with the inside. And once you stop thinking about the outside, everything else is going to follow suit. So with this healing and releasing, I feel like that's already happening.